Hello, how are you? Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to podcast number 9. This is After School Hours.
Yes, I am Patricia.
And I'm Andy.
And we have a very nice guest today with us.
Tsunami.
Gavia, right?
Yeah.
Tsunami Gavia.
Yes.
Hi, hello,
Hi,
welcome.
guys. Thank you.
So, Tsunami, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so I've been teaching. Well, I started teaching about a year ago at a preschool down in Kendall, and I moved to Brickell, so I started at Tiniciti, which I love. Prior to that, I worked as an assistant teacher for first grade, so
What?
it's been 3 years now.
Wow, you're very young.
Yeah.
You really are. Teaching really is a vocation. What do you think of the students?
I love them. Most of them.
Well, we always have our
No,
favorites.
Yeah.
But no, thank you so much for being on the show. So, as you may or may not know, we usually bring in experts, such as yourself, that are in the field, to have conversations. So, I guess my first question for you is, you never stopped working throughout this pandemic. Most of you know that Tiniciti, we stayed open.
Yeah, we were close.
We were never closed throughout the entire pandemic. You've been here before the pandemic. You never stopped working. So you lived the entire process. You had students, you had students both virtual and in the classroom. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience? What difference?
Let me start off by saying that I think Tiniciti did a great job at the transition, the process, but students were really frustrated, like the young ones, especially on camera, when they couldn't really connect with me personally or other students, since it was 2 separate classes practically. I had some students here, some students on Zoom. The ones here in class, they were very like active and doing work and they were interacting, which is great for social skills, for being able to do hands-on. It's great for stimulation of the brain. But the ones on camera couldn't really connect with the kids, and they were getting frustrated, crying.
It was a new experience for
different,
them, right?
And it's not just the transition itself, it's just education-wise, it's very different. Being able to tell someone through a camera, hey, draw this, versus, hey, guide them and draw this.
Yeah.
Or
especially at that age, right?
Yeah, they're very young.
They
So
follow rules. They need to see you to be there, right? In person.
They love affection, so it's constant. Like they want the teacher to hug them, or they go up to you.
Yeah,
so
that's
very,
a good point.
Yeah.
The affection for them, the socialization, to be with other kids.
It's a very big difference.
As them, right? Okay. So it was
really, hectic. Yes.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I can imagine. We saw the process, and yeah, I can't imagine it's the same. As adults, I've said it before, we coped with the pandemic in a very weird way.
Yes.
And children who were blissfully unaware in many ways were actually very aware because of the fact that their schedules were disrupted.
Completely
and they couldn't,
different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess our next question, Pati.
Yeah, we were talking about the socialization, the things that they have been doing during class in the classroom. So now we know they are start coming back to all the schedule and all the activities that they usually did in the past, right? So what is the new normal for them? What do you see the difference between the kids are coming back to school, to the classes again? What is the feelings that they have, or
the ones that have stayed, it's a routine, so they're still on track. They've been doing great. They're happy to come to school. The ones that are coming back recently, there's a lot of crying. They want to be home. They don't really remember how to do certain things, rules. So
do you think they have like a gap in the
yes? So now it's
learning?
trying to so it's trying to get them back on the routine, back on track, back to being able to do things they were doing before that they weren't doing at home. So now it's so.
Because it's very important. We need to talk about the importance of have this activities, the importance to be in the classroom, right? We're talking about the moms are doing a great job. Moms, dads, so in some cases the grandparents are working in this. But the importance to be in the classroom with a person who is the teacher, no?
Yeah, no, somebody's qualified, and but more importantly, I always say that it's great, and yes, parents, you did an amazing job, and considering everything was thrown at everybody in every aspect,
Yeah.
that just the balance of work and life together
Yeah.
was, kudos, really.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. It's not the same, is it?
It doesn't- no,
when you
at
have the
all.
kids socializing. I remember when I'm at Tiniciti in Broads that I talk to parents, I always get the story like, wow, my kids being at school at a younger age helped them tremendously,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to my friends who haven't taken their kids into school,
Yeah.
and especially at this age.
It is a big difference. When I used to work also at Pinecrest, you would see people coming in straight into kindergarten from not going to school versus the preschools, and it was a big. You would go in knowing everything, being able to socialize versus kindergarten that if everything's new, you're in shock. So it's kind of the same thing now. Like when you're home coming in, you're like, what's going on? So yeah, and then it's very different when you're watching something from a screen. It's not the same experience as coming in and being able to do it and talk to your friends. Even at the age of 3, 4, and 5, it's a big brain development to come in and be able to talk to people and do hands-on experiments with your friends, and it's a big difference. It's very important.
It's so cute because you look at them and you're like, you're 2, and they're having conversations with each other.
Yeah.
It always fascinates me because I'm like, what do 2-year-olds talk to each other
Yeah.
about? And they understand each other. We don't understand what they're
Perfectly,
saying,
yeah.
but they're having these full conversations.
Yeah, they pretend, they do everything. They
Yeah.
talk,
Yeah,
they
of
express
course.
themselves. Yeah,
And that's the most important skills that they
Mhm.
develop in the classroom,
Yeah.
right?
Of course, I
Yeah.
mean,
Talking about
communication, being
yes.
able to express, being able to do gestures, everything.
it's crazy how 2 generations ago, this wasn't even a conversation
Yeah.
that you would have.
Yeah.
It was all focused on curriculum. And now, as we evolve, we realize how important that component
Yeah.
is, especially long term,
Yeah.
because that's what's going to give you a leg up when you're
Mhm.
everywhere, like at work.
When you're my age, that's what's gonna help you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I guess the last question is, taking into consideration all we've discussed, as a teacher, how important do you feel it is that big companies and hospitals offer on-site daycare
Very.
for their employees?
Very important. Parents that have to go into work or even working online, if they're at home, it's very hard for them to pay attention to everything the kid has to be doing if they're doing online versus if they can, drop them off in a safe environment that they're going to develop and learn and grow and everything. So if they're able to do that versus, try to hassle their job and their kid and leave them at grandma's, and grandma's like, oh, I don't know what to do. It's very different. So it's very important that they have somewhere to be that helps them develop the way that they need to.
Yeah, because it's not just the how you write a letter, or
Yeah.
it's all the process
Mhm.
that you take to do specific things, right? Mhm.
It's it's not exactly the same, but it's like us. We can watch a video on, oh my god, look at Paris, it's beautiful.
Mhm.
Oh, look at the teacher talking, it's great. But it's not the same as you going somewhere and seeing it and be able to touch it and experience how people live there. It's very different.
Yeah.
So it's
So having a space that the parents can trust in the person who is there, it's like a very important thing for the work balance that we have been
Yeah,
talking
the
about.
thing we
Yeah.
always talk about. So if you could give a message to parents who are being a little bit hesitant about bringing kids back to school, what would that message be?
try not to worry so much. We clean everything. We're very safety. The kids have their own seats, their own thing. We sanitize all day. We're very aware of what's going on, and we just want the best for the kids as well as they do. So they should bring them.
Okay. So listen to the expert. Yeah.
No, but-
I think it's
And the
very
kids
important.
need-
Yeah, they do.
They
Yeah.
really do. I mean,
Yeah.
if we as adults, like I felt like a little kid. I'm like, socialize me.
Yes,
yeah.
Socialize me. Let me have fun with somebody.
Yeah.
I can.
Very like
Talk or fight or
anything.
Yeah,
It's
that's
very
important.
frustrating.
Yeah.
Even at our age, to sit on a screen and have to listen to someone talk through a screen versus being able to enjoy the moment. So it's. I think they should.
Personally, for me, like I can't absorb information the same
No.
way. I have to interact.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I guess I was like that as a child. Either way, so. But yeah, the social component is extremely important.
Yes, very important.
Wow.
So, parents, I understand. We understand your concerns. Believe me, we see them every day. But I really feel that it's time Bring your
Yeah.
children to school. On our last podcast, another teacher, Andrea, was telling us how kids are not getting as sick. That was a shocker to me. That they're not coming in. They're not even coming with a cough or anything. And I was like, wow.
They come in very good health.
So, and thank you so much
Thank
for being
you,
here.
Of course.
To be here to talk with us.
Thank you so much for taking time.
Of
We
course.
really appreciate your point of
Thank
view.
you, guys.
Thank you.
And thank you
So,
everybody for joining us.
Thank you.
do thumbs up to our video
Oh, yes,
and
please.
share it, please.
Yes,
share
we
is
are-
caring.
Yes.
Sharing is caring, right?
Share is caring.
That's also something we teach at
Yeah.
Tiniciti.
See, there we go.
So please see you in the next
Yeah,
podcast.
we'll see you podcast number
Okay.
10. Thank you.
Thank you very
Bye.
much. Bye.